Once upon a time, there was a woman named Kehind. She was known in her community as the perfect gentle mother. Soft-spoken, patient, always calm even when things went wrong. She believed children should not be shouted at. They should be understood. Her son, Toby, was 13 years old. Bright, quiet, always speaking with unusual confidence for his age. People admired Kehind for how she raised him. They said she was doing modern parenting the right way. But inside her home, something different was growing. Toby was not afraid of anything. Not school rules. Not neighbors. Not even consequences. At first, it started small. He stopped doing chores. He questioned instructions. He always had explanations ready for everything he did. And every time Kehind tried to correct him, she didn't. She asked instead, "How did that make you feel? Why do you think that happened?" Toby always answered calmly. Always logically. Always in a way that made him sound right. And slowly, he learned something important. There were no real consequences. Only discussions. And discussions could be bent. By 14, things escalated. Teachers complained about his behavior. Neighbors noticed strange incidents, missing items, broken trust, unexplained situations. But Toby always had a story. One that sounded believable enough to escape suspicion. And Kehind always defended him. Because believing him was easier than accepting she might be wrong. Until the day everything changed. It started with a loud knock. Urgent. Repeated. Heavy. Kehind opened the door and froze. Police officers stood outside. Her stomach tightened instantly. "Are you Mrs. Kehind?" Her voice shook. "Yes, what is this about?" One officer looked at her carefully before speaking. "Your son is under investigation for a financial fraud network." She almost laughed in disbelief. Until they said the next line. Her name was connected. Her account was involved. And she might be legally responsible. The world tilted. Because she had never approved anything. Never signed anything. Never even suspected anything. But when they showed her the records, reality became sharp. Transfers. Accounts. Digital activity. All linked back to her identity. All linked back to her home. And then she turned slowly. Toby was standing behind her. Calm. Silent. Not shocked. Not confused. Just watching. At the station, the truth came out piece by piece. Toby had been studying her for months. He knew her phone password. He knew her sleep patterns. He knew when she would be too relaxed to notice anything unusual. And during those moments, he used her device. He turned off alerts. He hid notifications. He erased signs of activity. Carefully. Repeatedly. Confidently. Because he knew she would never question him. Kehind sat frozen as the officer explained everything. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't confusion. It was planning. And trust had been the tool used against her. Later, when she confronted him, her voice cracked. "Why would you use my name?" Toby didn't look guilty. He didn't look afraid. He simply said, "Because you never stopped me." Silence followed. Heavy. Final. Unforgiving. That was the moment Kehind understood something she had refused to see for years. Her kindness had no structure. Her patience had no boundaries. And her silence had become permission. The investigation continued. She was eventually cleared of direct involvement. But nothing returned to normal. Because trust, once broken in that way, does not reset. And consequences, once ignored for too long, eventually arrive with interest. Toby finally faced the law and accountability he could no longer talk his way out of. But Kehind faced something deeper. Realization. Moral lessons. This story carries powerful lessons. Love without discipline is not protection, it is permission. A child left without boundaries does not stay free, they become unguarded. Understanding a child is important, but accountability is necessary. Emotional intelligence without correction creates imbalance, not maturity. Silence in parenting can be more damaging than shouting. Because silence can be misunderstood as approval. Trust must be guided, not blind. Blind trust can become a tool in the wrong hands, even inside family. Every action without consequence teaches repetition. What is not corrected is often repeated, and later amplified. Good intentions do not cancel bad outcomes. Even love can create damage when structure is missing.